Hello, my name is Kenya Rocker, and I am the lead high school counselor for the Winston-Salem Forsyth County School System. If you are watching this session, I am already pleased because it means that you are already engaged in your future high schoolers' curriculum and their matriculation through high school. I first would like to focus on some of the words that are on this first presentation slide. Homework, high school, study, learn, success, diploma, graduation. So yes, we are already used to homework and studying and learning, but we are moving to high school. We're moving towards graduation. We're moving towards a diploma, and we are here to prepare your student for post-secondary employment, education, entrepreneurship, or enlistment. And so the first thing that I like to say to rising ninth grade parents is that know the difference between your eighth grade student and your ninth grade student is 2.5 months. And so they still need your involvement, they need your engagement, and they need your guidance. And so I am very pleased that you are here to learn this information. This presentation is available in a Spanish translation. And so if you have a need for that Spanish translation, please contact your school counselor. You can also find it on the course registration information page of our website. Future Ready Students for the 21st Century. This is our State Board of Education mission, is that every public school student will graduate from high school globally competitive for work and post-secondary education and prepared for life in the 21st century. Our expectation in Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools is that all students graduate college or career ready by engaging in rigorous and relevant coursework and completing a 4-year course of study that prepares them for college or work after high school. You may hear the 4 E's many times as your student matriculates through high school: employment, enlistment, entrepreneurship, post-secondary education, enrollment. College ready equals work ready. An ACT study has said that students who are ready for college and ready for work, is that preparation same or different? And so it has been found that whether planning to attend college or workforce training programs after graduation, high school students need to be educated in a comparable level of readiness in reading and mathematics. So as opposed to many years ago where our school district had 4 different tracks, if you will, for students who were considering career ready as opposed to community college ready and 4-year college ready, all of our students, most of our students will be on a future ready course of study. So we will first look at the graduation requirements for the class of 2027, which will be your students' graduating class, students entering ninth grade in 2023-24. And there are only 2 courses of study: a Future Ready Core course of study and an Occupational Prep course of study, which will be for a very small number of students and designated by their individual education plan. The Future Ready Core course of study, courses and credit requirements. All students to graduate Future Ready must complete 4 English credits, 4 math credits, 4 social studies credits, 3 science credits, 1 physical education health, and 6 electives. 2 of those electives must be any combination of career technical education, arts education, or world language, and then students must complete 4 additional electives. These additional electives can be CTE, JROTC, arts education, or they can be in any subject area. So there may be some English classes, some social studies based classes that can be used as electives as well. I would like to point out that you will see starred several things in the graduation requirements. That's because these are changes as of this year, starting with the graduating class of 2024. Previously, students needed 4 science credits. That is now changed to 3 science credits, which aligns with the state requirements. 1 PE and health. Prior, students had to have a PE and health, and there was an additional local requirement of PE2 life skills. That local requirement has been removed as well. And so going forward, our students need 3 science credits, only 1 physical education health course, and 6 electives for a total of 22 credits. And again, students' coursework and selection should be based on their post-secondary plans, whether it's work, military, community college, or 4-year college or university. And so I will go through each of the subject areas. So is to be a future-ready graduate in English, each student must take English 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those courses can be leveled each year. Levels may be regular, honors, AP. That will be for English 1 and 2. And for levels 3 and 4, students may take advanced placement, or what we will refer to as AP classes. If your student attends an IB school, they will also have IB versions of each of these classes. Next year, your student will take English 1 on one of these levels. Science. For graduation, our students need 3 science credits. Those 3 science credits must include a biology, an earth environmental science, and a physical science. Physical science can be physical science, chemistry, or physics. And again, these courses too may be leveled, regular, honors, pre-AP, AP, or IB. For social studies, our students have to have 4 social studies credits. This has changed several times over the past few years, but your incoming freshman students will need world history, civics literacy, American history, and economics and personal finance. Next year's senior class will be the first class that we will teach economics and personal finance to as a whole in this school district. These courses can be leveled, regular, honors, AP, and IB. And economics and personal finance is the only one that does not have an advanced placement course attached to it. In the area of math, 4 mathematics credits are required. North Carolina Math 1, 2, and 3. And a 4th math course to be aligned with the students after high school plans. So if your student plans to attend 4-year college or even community college, they would want to seek a 4th math, be it Math 4 honors, discrete math for computer science, pre-calculus, AP calculus, AB, MBC, and AP stats. There are many, many options in math. Please talk to your teachers and counselors about the best option for your students next year. If your students are taking 8th grade math, they will proceed to Math 1. If your students are currently in Math 1, they would proceed to Math 2. If your students are in Math 2, they would proceed to Math 3. Elective options. Again, students must complete 6 elective credits to satisfy Winston-Salem Forsyth County graduation requirements. 2 electives must be any combination of career technical education, arts education, or a second or world language. So to meet those 2 requirements, a student could take a Art 1 class and a Spanish 1 class. They might take an accounting class and a chorus class. There are several combinations that they may take. Additionally, they will need 4 other electives, which could be in the areas just mentioned, or again, they could be in a subject area. So for instance, you may have a student who is interested in psychology, African American studies, Latino American studies. All of those are social studies classes, but they also will count as an elective. So there are many, many things that your students can use as electives. 2 years of world languages are recommended but not required for graduation. This is very important. Although 2 years of world language is not required for graduation, if your student plans to attend a 4-year college, they are required for minimum UNC 4-year university admissions. So our public 4-year institutions in North Carolina, such as North Carolina A&T State University, Winston-Salem State University, UNC Charlotte, UNC Greensboro, UNC Chapel Hill, East Carolina, West Carolina. We have 16 of those public universities, and they do require a minimum of 2 years of world language, and it has to be the same language. So your student will need to progress to the second level of a world language to meet that requirement. That may be Spanish 1, Spanish 2, French 1, French 2, Latin 1, Latin 2, and so on. They would not meet that requirement with a Spanish 1 and a French 1. So it's very important that they have 2 years of foreign language if they plan to attend any of the public UNC schools. You may say, what if they don't plan to attend a UNC public school? I will tell you that most colleges are going to have this requirement as well. So our UNC schools tend to serve as the model on this one. So most colleges, if your students are seeking a 4-year college upon graduation, we highly recommend that they take 2 years of world language. And if it's not a UNC 4-year school, you may want to look up that college to see what their foreign language requirements are. Arts education. Students may select from a range of courses in this area. Band, chorus, dance, orchestra, theater arts, and visual arts are all a part of our arts education options. These courses are leveled as beginning, intermediate, proficient, and advanced. Students may receive honors credit up to 4 times per arts area. So if a student takes the proficient or advanced levels, they will receive honors ranking for their arts course. Students can receive honors ranking every year that they are in high school if they take a proficient or advanced course. Rising 9th graders who are seeking to take a proficient or advanced course typically must audition to be placed in proficient and advanced and receive honors credit in the 9th grade. So if your rising 9th grader would like to take proficient or advanced band, chorus, dance, orchestra, theater arts, or visual arts, please be sure to contact the arts education staff at your student's assigned high school to see what the requirements are for them to take that course as a freshman. Career technical education. Students may select from a range of courses in career technical education. We have 16 pathways. Career technical education courses benefit all of our students. So they are not just for students who plan to enter the workforce upon graduating. They benefit all of our students. Many of our students complete certifications while they are in high school. All of our high schools have career technical education courses, and I would love for you to look in our high school registration handbook so that you can look at your students' assigned schools pathways. Each school offers career technical education pathways, and the high school registration handbook outlines those very clearly for you. So you do want to refer to the high school registration book. Magnet schools may offer specialized CTE courses that are limited to their schools only or a few other schools. For instance, Atkins is our STEM school. They house some biotechnology classes and engineering classes that would be only at Atkins High School. But they also have health science courses, and we have other schools in the district that also have health science courses, such as North Forsyth, East Forsyth, Glenn. So please be sure to check the high school registration handbook to see what your student's assigned school will offer. There are also specialized courses at the Career Center that are career technical courses. There are drone courses, cosmetology courses, culinary arts courses, courses in many areas of the pathways. And so we will later on hear from the Career Center and explore some of those. World languages. Students, again, seeking to satisfy college admissions requirements must complete 2 units of a world language. Our world language offerings include French, Latin, Spanish, German, American Sign Language, Chinese, and Japanese. Chinese and Japanese are only offered at the Career Center. German and American Sign Language are offered not at all schools, but at a few schools. Many of our schools will offer French, Latin, and Spanish. Again, this is something that you need to check with your students assigned high school. Students who have a passing grade in 3 years of world language in middle school can receive the first level of credit for that world language. So if you have a student, let's say, who took Spanish in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, if they have passed all 3 of those courses, they would receive high school credit for Spanish 1. That student could then move on to Spanish 2 as a 9th grader. Same with French. Students are encouraged to continue their world language sequences through graduation. So even though just 2 levels of world language are required for post-secondary, if your student does well in a foreign language, we recommend that they continue with that foreign language, and they are offered in levels 3, 4, and advanced placement, most of our world languages. Army JROTC, or Aerospace Science, which is our Air Force ROTC. Students interested in developing leadership skills may consider taking JROTC courses. Army JROTC is offered at Atkins, Carver, East Glenn, Mount Tabor, Parkland, Reynolds, Walkertown, and West. Aerospace Science, which is our Air Force JROTC, is offered at North and Reagan. And these classes are wonderful, wonderful for leadership, skill development, for civic engagement. These courses do not tie your student to enlisting in the military at all. And so that's one little myth that sometimes is out there. And students do not have to take these courses in order to enlist in the military. Of course, if students are thinking about enlistment in the military, they may want to pursue these courses. And also, if your student is pursuing four-year college, there are some excellent JROTC scholarships that are available for college, and most certainly participating in these courses may be helpful in attaining a JROTC scholarship for college. They are not required, but they may be helpful. Let's, for a brief moment, take a look at our occupational course of study. The OCS, or Occupational Course of Study, is intended to meet the educational and career needs of a very small number of students with disabilities who need substantive supports and accommodations throughout the school day to access and make progress toward grade level standards. It is intended for students whose primary goal is to go directly into employment or to attend a post-secondary education program to attain licensure or a credential upon high school graduation. Only students whose IEP, or individualized education plan, has determined that OCS is appropriate will follow the occupational course of study. So more than likely, your student would be a student who would already be connected with the Exceptional Children's Department in your middle school, and a student who already has an IEP if they need to pursue the occupational course of study. The occupational course of study, again, provides accommodations. So those students need 4 units of occupational English, 3 units of occupational math, 2 units of occupational science, including in biology, 2 units of occupational social studies, 1 unit of PE and health, 4 units of career technical education, and 6 units of employment preparation, again for a total of 22 units. So let's summarize our graduation requirements. Again, our students must complete courses in credit requirements for the Future Ready Core or the OCS. Additionally, all of our students must complete CPR. That is a state requirement. The state of North Carolina requires that students have knowledge of CPR for graduation. Most of our students will take care of this requirement in the 8th grade. So if your student is in Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools in the 8th grade, they should meet the CPR requirement upon coming into high school. If your students are in charter school or private school, we will have opportunities for them to meet that requirement in high school. Testing expectations. We do still have end of course exams in the areas of Math 1, English 2, Biology, and North Carolina Math 3. So your students can expect end of course tests in those 4 areas. Students will complete assessments required by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, including a pre-ACT, which all of our 10th grade students will take, an ACT, which is a college entrance exam that all of our juniors will take, and a work keys assessment that select 12th graders will take. So if your student completes a pathway, they will take that work keys exam as a 12th grader. These 3 assessments are paid for by the state. So it is an expectation that our students take these exams, and they do help to prepare them for their post-secondary work. The work keys exam also gives credentials that are often useful for students who are seeking employment. Students and parents should note that while 22 credits are required for graduation, students will have up to 32 credit opportunities during their school day. This is because students may register for 8 credits each school year. So students will take far more courses than the required 22 credits. And we encourage students to explore areas of interest and courses that will enhance their post-secondary plans. We encourage them to explore electives that will help them figure out which one of the 4 E's they would like to pursue. All high schools use a modified block schedule that consists of a 4-period day. So many of your students' courses, in most cases, will be on a block semester schedule, meaning they will take those courses every day for half of the year. All classes are primarily 90 minutes. Some classes are AB day classes that last all year, while others are block classes that last 1 semester. So for instance, if your students take an advanced placement or AP course, those courses are more than likely will be year-long courses. So your students will take them 90 minutes every other day all year. Grading. We are on a 10-point grading scale. And so as you can see, to earn an A, a student must score between a 90 and 100 in a class, 80 to 89 for B, and so on. A very, very important point. All final high school grades are recorded on a high school transcript. That is very important because your transcript, your student's transcript will follow them from 9th grade on. Colleges will ask for the transcript. Many times we have jobs, employment who will ask for transcripts. The military will ask for transcripts. We have folks who need security clearances, and they will ask for transcripts. So it's very important that now your student is forming a record that can follow them for the rest of their lives. So they need to know that playtime is over, that every grade counts, every grade will be recorded. And so when we speak final grades, those are not your quarter grades, those are your semester grades, or if it's an year-long course, the grade at the end of the year. So that's very important to note. If your student has a semester course, then they will earn a final grade at the end of the semester of that course. If they have a year-long course, they will not have a final grade until the end of the year. All final grades, with the exception of credit recovery, will be included in the grade point average as well. This too is very important because we sometimes have students who think, oh, I can be a little lazy in 9th grade. I can take my time getting adjusted. I can play a little bit. I'm going to get serious junior and senior year. Absolutely not. From the time they earn a final grade in the 9th grade, and your students will earn some final grades by this time next year, by the end of the first semester next year, those grades will go into their grade point average and they will not go away. So it is very, very hard for a student to tank really their grade point average in 9th and 10th grade and then to pull it up based on just 11th grade or just 12th grade. So they need to know and take 9th grade very seriously because those grades do go into their grade point average and they go on their transcript. Course weights. Courses are offered at the regular or standard Sometimes you will hear standard used for regular, level, honors, pre-AP, which is pre-advanced placement, advanced placement or AP, and IB levels. Course weights for all students are as follows. So if your student takes an honors course, they will receive an additional 0.5 quality point. If they take an AP or IB course, they will receive 1 whole additional quality point. And if they take dual enrollment or college courses, they will receive 1 additional quality point. We have not addressed dual enrollment to this point, but I hope that that is a program you will consider for your students. We work with the state has an articulation agreement with the community colleges in the state. We in particular work with the Forsyth Tech, and our students can take Forsyth Tech courses free of charge. And as long as they make a C or above in the course, they can receive both high school credit and college credit. So your students have several opportunities to receive college credit for free. Our advanced placement courses offer the same. Students who take advanced placement courses, they have an exam at the end of the year. And the exam is scored 1 to 5. Students have to score at least a 3 to earn college credit that way. But that is another opportunity for your students to earn college credit in high school and save you a lot of money. These courses are also more rigorous, and so they offer more course weight. So to give you an example of how that looks, a student who earns an A in a regular or a standard course receives 4 points in their grade point average. If the student takes an honors or pre-AP course, they would receive 4.5 points for an A. If a student takes an AP, IB, or career and college promise course, which is the dual enrollment with Forsyth Tech, then the student will receive a 5 for an A in their grade point average, and so on. So if you have heard of students who have above a 4.0, say a student whose grade point average may be a 4.32, that student has been able to earn that amount of credit because they have taken some honors or AP courses or honors and AP or CCP courses. As you can see on the flip side, if your student fails a course, they receive no points in their grade point average. This is why it is so hard sometimes for students to rebound, because if they receive several Fs, they don't receive any points in their grade point average. A D is a passing grade. However, they only receive 1 point for a D, and at most 2 points if it's a D in a college level course. So if you have students who are continuously earning Ds and Fs, that grade point average is going to be below a 2.0, which in most cases is going to be needed for post-secondary education. And just to give you an example, the UNC college system that we talked about before, East Carolina, West Carolina, UNC Charlotte, Winston-Salem State, the minimum that they can take for a grade point average is a 2.5. That is by law. So if you have a student who you know is seeking to go to a 4-year university, they have to graduate with at least a 2.5, and that is a minimum amount to attend a UNC public 4-year institution. So let's talk about the difference in the levels just a little bit. The example here is for English. but this will pretty much go across the board for any of the courses. So when we look at our standard level courses, we are looking at grade level expectations. Grade level expectations. There still will be research. You can still see emphasis on vocabulary. When you move to the honors level, there is advancement beyond the current level of standards. Usually there's required reading outside of the class. So you may see a little more independent work, homework, things of that nature. A little more research, maybe a project. For a pre-advanced placement course, these standards are aligned with the College Board. So the advanced placement course, keep in mind, is like a college curriculum. So pre-AP helps to get students used to that level of rigor, and it consistently holds to standards of achievement that go beyond the North Carolina Standard Course of Study. So at this time, we will look at a video about pre-advanced placement courses and perspectives. And we want you to know that pre-advanced placement courses are not only for students who plan to take advanced placement courses, but they are for students who also want to work on critical thinking skills. They want to delve into a subject. So they may, if your student has a zeal for history, or they really like a subject area, you may want to consider pre-advanced placement. If your students are in accelerated courses in middle school, you definitely would want to consider a pre-advanced placement. So this video is from a student's point of view, and so we will go to the video.
What I found the most interesting in my PAP classes is the fact that it challenges me, so I get to push myself further than I already know that I can exceed.
Not having pre-AP in my other classes, most tests and quizzes I've taken, they've had right there answers, so you can look into the text and be like, okay, I can see that's the answer. But with Mr. Renadeo's class, you really have to look and think about if it's actually correct or not. It's making you think trusting yourself more, I would say, about your answer and believing in yourself, having confidence in what you're picking.
When you read over a book, sometimes you may not look at the important things. When a teacher tells you to get evidence, you really have to look in and see what the story is actually about and what to expect from it. And you see things you didn't notice when you first read over it. So it really gives you another look or another point of view of the book and how it's supposed to be told.
You have to be prepared to defend your ideas. You have to have some evidence that's going to back it up, and you have to be prepared to fight for it. Because many times people will just be like, I don't think you're right. I do. And you just kind of got to prove it. And it's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite things to do.
Back in middle school, we didn't really have any type of AP. It was just regular 8th grade math. And we didn't have the chance to experience type of questions that would be on a 9th grade level early on. So pre-AP program itself is definitely a more in-depth program, which allowed me to express my creative thoughts. It's more of a challenge, but it's not that difficult to work out.
What makes a lesson interesting to me is when we get to use creativity. It's not just a set plan, but we get to go off on our own and do our own writing. To me, that's more fun than just a set block.
This is for you to create a dance study, a dance brain.
Getting, reading a story and then being able to transfer it into a dance, it's awesome. It expands my brain. It opens my way of thinking, and I somewhat become more creative, because when you incorporate these elements in dance, it's just something new you have to add in.
I feel like we get to express ourselves a lot, because before I really didn't like art at all. It wasn't my thing. But as soon as I got into that class and then I started seeing there's different ways I can do it, then I started liking it more.
We did a sculpture about 3 days ago. The process of doing it was really hard, trying to create something, have your own idea to it, and trying to put the pieces together for them to balance out or stand or make it the way you want it to. So it was really hard, but as they say, don't give up and just keep trying.
In connection to world history and English, I am able to learn about a historical figure in world history, then we'll talk about him in English, and then we'll also maybe mention something in science that I can connect also to English. English isn't everything.
Don't be afraid to fail. Like, don't be afraid to mess up, because I know when I first came, like, I think it was the second day, and I thought I said something really dumb in class, and I didn't want to talk at all anymore, and then I realized how kind of idiotic that was, because in order to get better, you've got to fail. Like, every hero's journey has a fault.
So now I want to talk a little about the Career Center. Our Career Center feeds all of our high schools in the district. Any student can come to the Career Center. They have a variety of courses. They have advanced placement courses as well as career technical education courses that can lead to a certification. So we will start with a brief video about the Career Center, and then we'll proceed.
Yeah, I mean, I just love Career Center. It's a different opportunity that you just can't get anywhere else. I mean, I love the fact that when you step on the Career Center campus, it feels like you're on a college.
The Career Center is a good fit for me because the classes are challenging and everyone also wants to learn here.
Everybody's nice. Everybody is just somebody you can get along with.
And I really like the fact that I can come here for more than half the day and then still go back to my home school to take some more classes that aren't offered here as well.
The Career Center is a good choice for me because the variety of classes they offer.
Teachers give you a lot more freedom to just be you. So, Career Center is just a wonderful place to be.
I believe they should view it not as much as a school, but as a resource for extending knowledge, not only in the classroom, but outside of the classroom.
Career Center does a very good job of providing transportation for all schools, having buses, very flexible work times and schedules you can get on.
I enjoy meeting new people from across the county because before I just knew a few students from like maybe Tabor and Reagan, but now I know students from East Forsyth and all those other schools.
I had just class U.S. History Honors. It was like a class full of Reagan kids and whatever. I was just like the only Tabor kid. But I mean, it was like, it became like a family and everybody was friendly and whatever, so it was pretty nice.
The reason I came to Career Center is because I wanted to be more prepared for things that I wanted to do in life for my career as I got older, so I thought it would prepare me more.
Really, it gives you a lot more freedom, and obviously with freedom comes more responsibility, but you get a real taste of like college life.
You should definitely try it out.
Thank you for enjoying that video. I want to talk just a bit about the AP Capstone Academy at Career Center. This is an opportunity for your rising ninth graders to attend the Career Center. Typically, students go to the Career Center. The majority of our students who go to the Career Center are juniors and seniors. However, there are some advanced placement courses that your 10th graders can take. Freshman students, however, are very limited in what they can take at the Career Center. They can take a foreign language. So if your student is interested in Chinese and Japanese, again, because they are offered only at the Career Center, they can go to the Career Center to take those courses. I would like to warn parents, though, typically if a rising ninth grader takes Japanese or Chinese at the Career Center, the parent has to either transport that student to the Career Center by 8 o'clock, and the student rides a bus back to their home school, or the parent has to provide transportation to the student to their home school by 7:30 so that they can catch a bus to the Career Center and then ride the bus back. So just be aware if you plan on choosing Japanese or Chinese for your ninth grade students, there is a transportation component that the family will have to take care of. Additionally, rising ninth graders can now take pre-AP courses at the Career Center, and that is a part of the AP Capstone Academy. So I would encourage you, if you think you are interested in the pre-AP, to really attend the Career Center open house, where they will go into how the pre-AP Capstone Academy works. Students can take pre-AP English, pre-AP World History, and pre-AP Biology. And then it will set them up to take an AP seminar, AP research course, also other APs, which will then result in an AP capstone diploma, which is recognized by some colleges and universities. Online registration. All of your students will be registered online. The registration period for Winston-Salem Forsyth County is January 23rd through March 24th. However, rising ninth graders have to be registered by March 10th. The timing of registration sessions will vary from school to school. So please check with your students' school's student services department for their timeline. Now, your rising ninth grader will actually complete registration with their 8th grade counselor. So their registration will still occur at their middle school with their 8th grade counselor. And we have worked with the middle school counselors as well. They have all the information. They have the high school registration handbooks. We have a new program called Naviance that will allow your students to look at what each school offers. So all of those tools will be available to your students when they register. Also, teacher recommendations will be uploaded into PowerSchool to use as a tool when choosing courses. So I'd just like to point out that teacher recommendations are not an assignment, of course. If you and your student disagree with a recommendation or would like to pursue a different class, I encourage you to have a discussion with your school counselors, but you are allowed to register for the course and the course level that you and your student choose. This is a picture of our high school registration handbook. Our high school registration handbook has some of the same information that I am presenting here. It has some college prep information. It has all of our courses in the district and a course description for each of our courses. There are descriptions for our magnet schools. So it is a very, very valuable tool. In order to access our high school registration handbook, you can find it on the district website. If you go to the district website, click on Families Communities tab, and then course registration information, you will see a link to our handbook. I highly, highly, highly recommend that you use the handbook. You use the handbook as you are choosing courses for your students. Our handbook this year is in a flip book mode, so you can even pull it up on your mobile devices and click through that. And again, those pathways, those CTE pathways are also a part of the high school registration handbook. So you want to be sure that you are using this as a tool. Again, this talks about electronic versions of the handbook, and registration for your rising ninth grade student will occur through their middle school. Official registration is electronic. It will be entered into PowerSchool. Only courses available to you for the grade level you will be enrolled in are provided. So you don't have to worry about it being confusing. When your student goes to register and they click on the box for English, they will only see English 1 courses because those are the only English courses they can register for. It will not allow them to register for, say, an English 3, which would be for an 11th grader. Course selections will be entered by students and parents. The process of this will vary from school to school, with guidance and support from school counselors and teachers. So again, just to go over your rising ninth graders' choices, for English, the choice will be English 1, English 1 Honors, or Pre-AP English 1. For math, Foundations of Math 1, Math 1, Math 2, Math 2 Honors, Math 3 Honors, or Pre-Calculus. And again, math is sequential, so it will depend upon the math that your student is currently taking in 8th grade. For science, Earth Environmental Science, Earth Environmental Science Honors, Biology, Biology Honors. These science courses tend to parallel the math courses. So if you have a student who is currently in 8th grade math and will be taking Math 1 next year, more than likely they will take Earth Environmental Science or Earth Environmental Science Honors. If your student is currently taking Math 1 or Math 2, and they will be proceeding to Math 2 or Math 3 next year, they are likely to take Biology or Biology Honors. This may differ at some high schools who may offer health science or biotechnology or biomedical programs. Those students may start out with biology because it is a prerequisite for their particular school. For social studies, the choice will be World History Honors. That is now Pre-AP World History, so that should be Pre-AP World History, not seminar for next year, or AP World History. AP World History is the one advanced placement course that our rising ninth grade students are allowed to take. So if you have a ninth grader and you would like for them to proceed to an advanced placement course as early as their ninth grade year, AP World History would be that course. Physical education and health. Most all of your students will take physical education and health as a freshman to meet that state graduation requirement. Other electives, again, students register for 8 courses. So after they register for their English, math, science, social studies, they have 4 courses left. Throw PE in there, they have 3 courses left. So your students will have be able to choose at least 3 additional elective courses after their academic courses and PE health course. And so again, those courses would be arts, CTE, magnet electives, JROTC. So please research those courses in the handbook. You can also ask information about those courses from your assigned school. A few other things about high school as we close. The high school daily schedule begins at 8:55 a.m. and ends at 3:40 p.m. So we know for most of the middle school students, they get to sleep a little later. Hopefully, so do you, parents. But 8:55 is our start time, 3:40 is our ending time. Students should plan to take advantage of tutoring offered by teachers. All of our high schools offer tutoring. It may be through their extended day program. Some teachers will tutor in the morning. Tutors are not just for students who are having trouble. Students can go to their teachers if they miss something during class, if they just want to be sure that they are keeping on top of their assignments, if they want to get more help before an exam. We encourage all high school students to take advantage of the free tutoring that their teachers provide to help them be the best students they can be and to help them take the most rigorous courses. Your students can be successful in rigorous courses. They just may need a little help along the way. And so we encourage students to take those rigorous courses again because we're building those grade point averages and we are building skills. And so we want your students to be as successful as they can be. Parents, please make sure that your phone numbers, email addresses, and home addresses are up to date. It is vital for communication with your school. You need to be connected to your school. You need to hear what's going on. Schools will have announcements. Many times they were email announcements. All of your schools have websites. So we encourage you to stay in the know. PowerSchool Parent Portal and the Canvas Parent Account are vital. They help you keep up with grades. Our parent portal, you can pull up your students' grades at any time. You can download the app on your mobile device and pull those up. Canvas is very important because Canvas will give you detailed information about assignments, not only grades on assignments, but upcoming assignments for your students. So you may have had the case that you looked at Parent Portal and your students received a grade already and it's too late. Canvas will also allow you to look at course assignments ahead of time so that you know what's coming. Because remember, those final grades do not go away. And we need you in your guidance. We need you pushing your students. We need you encouraging your students. But we also need you to help your students keep track of what is going on in class and what their grades look like. Because we all know sometimes they think they are doing wonderful and they may have just missed an assignment or missed a quiz. Many times in high schools, teachers are willing to let students retake things or perhaps turn in assignments a little late with a little penalty, but students have to ask for those opportunities. So please encourage your students to take advantage of those opportunities. Rising Ninth Grade Open House events. Each of the high schools will have a Rising Ninth Grade orientation/open house. You may have already attended an open house at your schools. However, we ask each high school to present a ninth grade orientation open house following the magnet choice period. And we do this because you will receive your ninth grader student assignment somewhere around January 20th or 21st. So by the beginning of next week, which would be around January 23rd, you should receive your student's high school assignment. And so between January 23rd and March 10th, we are asking each high school to offer an orientation. I highly recommend that you attend that orientation so that you will know what's expected of your ninth grader at your particular high school. Because as I have said, high schools offer different pathways. Sometimes they offer different courses, and you want to be able to take advantage of everything that is offered at your high school. Right now, we know that the Career Center open house is February 2nd from 5:30 to 7:30. North Forsyth has their date posted. It's January 30th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. So what you can do is you can contact the schools. We will be adding dates this week and next week. We should have everyone's dates. We will also put those dates on the district website. Again, if you go to the district website, Families and Communities, and then to our course registration information, you can find the information. You will be able to find your ninth grade orientation date. You can also ask your school counselors. We will make sure that we get these dates out to all of the middle school counselors so that they will be able to inform you of the dates for your students assigned high school. So again, I thank you very much for looking at this recording. Again, it means that you are already engaged. Please, please, please don't forget to attend your ninth grade orientation or open house for the school where your student will attend. Again, my name is Kenya Rocker. I am the lead high school counselor for the school district. I am available to you as well if you do have questions. My email address is T as in Tom, Rocker, at wsfcs.k12.nc.us. Again, that is KT Rocker at, and I'll spell that KTROCKER at wsfcs.k12.nc.us. So again, your first line of questioning is your middle school counselor. The counselors at your assigned high school are also available. But if you cannot get in touch with them or you still have another question, please feel free to contact me. And I thank you for your attention. We welcome your ninth grade students, and we know that they will be a successful class of 2027. Thank you.